Tonight we are going to tackle the fifth lab from the server-side template injection module. In this lab, we are going to exploit an intentionally variable web application and achieve file read or actually sensitive data read. We are supposed to read the secret key of the web application. So first, we are going to identify the template in use, the template engine in use. Then we are going to look for ways to achieve the intended goal of reading the secret key. This lab is actually a manifestation of a section in the module that states that most of the time when you achieve server-side template injection, you cannot do remote code execution. It's not viable most of the time. So what else you can do is file read, also file path traversal, or um, excruciating data read, or high or sensitive data read. So first things first, I have started the lab. Here we have also provided with a username and password. So one thing we are supposed to do as web application security testers is to see what you can do without without credentials. So first things first, here in the dashboard we can see the e-commerce web application. So here are the products. Here we can see home on my account. First let us look into one of the products. So here we have product ID, which is equals 5, and here the product description. You can see the picture. Here's the headline, blue head, and here is the price. So here there's no way we can manipulate any data except for the 5. So one thing I'm gonna do is I will copy the payload. You can find this payload in the module's introduction, and you can test it. You can use that payload to see if there's a template injection use. Apologies. So here I will put the payload here, and here says invalid product ID. Next thing is to come to my account. So here we are going to log in because there is no other place we can go to or any other data that we can manipulate. So we will log in as the content manager. So let me copy the username first, and then I will copy the password, content manager. So here we landed here. Here we can see the user, and I will try also to set the payload here as well to see if anything changes. Nothing is changing. Nothing is going to change. Here we are. Actually, second thing we can do is place it here and then say gmail.com. And it's not allowing it. So next we are going to go to the products. So let's click on the giant grasshopper, and here we have the headline for the product. Here is the cost. Here is actually the number of stars or the reviews provided by the customers, and here we have edit template. Click on edit template, and here is it starts with a paragraph, and here we can see some tags here, product.stock. So here what we can do is place the payload that we had and then click on save. Wow, this is really good. Usually when you are testing something to get an error, it will give you and it will allow you to identify the technology in use, the web applications that's used here, the programming language that was used, the web application server. All that will be revealed in the error most of the time. Not all of them, but sometimes you can get some of them, sometimes you can get all. So in here we can use that programming language. Here we can see Python 2.7, and here we can see Django. So we can realize that now Django is in use. So one thing I know in Django templates, you can use debug to reveal a lot of information. So second thing we can do is go back to, let me go to Grasshopper. Oh, I saved the Grasshopper, that's why. I think I'm gonna go to another product. Can I go back? Because I saved the Grasshopper. I think that's the issue. So it's not really good for an application that you are testing to end up with an error. Let me click on preview here. So here it's showing the error again. Oh, preview was really good. So now I know that. Let me change this one to 1 and then try to manipulate it that way, and then click on save. Maybe I can save the Grasshopper as well. Will it allow me to do that? I didn't check the my Portswigger. Let me go to Portswigger and try to save that, because it is surely should be there. So here is a login, and I think Grasshopper is gonna be here. So I guess it's in here. So let me try and hover of it and do till here, convert selection and do URL decode. Yeah, it's in here. So one thing I can do is send it to Rebooter to fix that product. So what I'll do is click till here and do convert selection, URL decode, and I think that was it. So just it's usually much better to fix what you have corrupted, so that the client does not complain about what happened to the code to their website. So now things are good. Why I'm doing this, though this is a lab, it is a good practice to actually take care of the things that you have manipulated in unbusiness way. So because the things you are going to assess are used for business, so you have to always stay professional and not break anything. So as you have seen, I have broke this product, but I fixed it. You went back to the logs and then sent it to Rebooter and fixed it. But you have to be very mindful when you're doing things in production, so that you don't break anything. So now next thing we can do is come here. I think we can actually reveal the debug here and preview it. Or is it I think this percentage sign, because in Jinja we use less than and greater than, but in here we use curly braces. Preview. Yeah, it's working now. So one thing I can do now is just click on save, and in here we can see we have product.name, Grasshopper, stock, and here we have settings, and I think this is some user accessible data. So one thing we can do is we can click on this one and try to use it. So what I can do is click on, because we have product in here and we have seen stock, name and price there. So one other thing we can do is click on open and close curly braces, and then put settings here and save it. And here it says user settings holder. So as we can see, this is a list, and the list was not showing in the debug. If we go back, let me put debug here, debug, let me write debug again in here to see what debug contains. Let me save it. So in here we can see that product contains name, price and stock, but settings we can't see anything. And when I checked, it's showing a list of, so this is user setting holder. Here it goes to cookie. We don't want cookie now, we just want to read the secret key. And if you do remember, the section that's the section from which this lab is drifted from, it states that sometimes it's better to look into user supplied variables or user or developer related variables. So one thing we can do is copy settings, go to Google, and then search for settings, say sign out, Django, Python 2.7, settings, doc, and in here we can click on Django settings. One good thing is we are looking for secret, right? Secret is not here. Go down if we can find more. Here says the settings reference. Another thing we can do still is search for secret, and here we can find security measure. Django will not include settings that might be sensitive, such as secret key. Here to include setting notice name, include name one of the following: API, key, pass, secret, signature, and token. Here it's stating that it's not going to include it, but here is when the debug is false. But as we have seen, when we clicked on debug was showing all the info, which means that we can use this one. So, and we are in the page of settings. So the good thing we can do now is we can mimic product.name was, we can say settings.secret.key. So let me go down to secret, settings.secret.key, and that's what I'm going to do is to edit template. Let me just delete debug and click here .secret key and save it, and now it is showing this key. One other thing I will try to do also, I'll try to print out the other values that were stated in here. So API, key, pass, all that, and try how many of them can be printed, because here we are trying to reveal sensitive data. Key, and save it, and now it's showing me an error saying that the remainder API settings does not exist. So I think we are going to stumble into something we are not familiar with, like, but now let me just write only secret underscore key and save it. I think those were alternatives that we can use. So now it says no, but that was what was required from us. So let me try and copy this one, the secret key, submit in the solution, click on OK, and that was what was required. With that we have solved the lab, and it's always a good idea to look into those kind of data, because before we go to we end this video, let me try and print the debug one more time. here in the debug, if we go to the starting point, we see the product array here, and here we have everything. I mean the product dictionary here, and then we have settings and it's empty. But when I printed out settings, it was showing list. So it's always a good thing to look for documentation about variables, environment variables that you cannot understand, or anything that looks like benign but contains very valuable information. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.